In a world where musical biopics are becoming a dime a dozen, you really have to put in the work to create something original to make them stand out from the other ones we've gotten over recent years. And of all the ways they could have possibly done that in this movie, I can honestly say that making the lead character a fully CGI monkey was not one that I thought would work this well. Better Man follows the true story of British pop star Robbie Williams from his early childhood days to his rise to fame in the boy band Take That, leading to his massive success as a solo artist and all of the challenges that come along with that lifestyle. Oh, and he's also played by a computer-generated chimpanzee. So I'm not gonna lie, I am definitely one of those clueless American dudes that didn't really know who Robbie Williams was all that well at the point that this movie was announced. Weirdly enough though, I did know his name because he sang a song on the Johnny English soundtrack back in 2003, which is still a total banger by the way, but I seriously had no idea the level of popularity and influence he had over in the UK. I mean, that's probably like saying you don't know who Justin Timberlake is here in the States or something, but it's the truth. So when I sat down to watch this movie, I pretty much knew what to expect since the musical biopic market has been decently saturated as of late, but I was hoping that there was enough here to offer up an experience that wouldn't feel like the vast majority of them that come off as kind of just repetitive and watered down. And I'm happy to say that this monkey-led musical is bombastic, honest, and just flat out entertaining to the point that I'm already planning my next trip to the theater to see it again. Now, I don't think there's any way to start talking about this movie without first addressing the chimpanzee in the room here. Why did they do that? Does it actually bring anything new to the table? And it's my understanding that Robbie Williams has referred to himself in the past as a monkey performing on stage. And what better way to explore what that specifically means than by going full-on Planet of the Apes with this guy? In a weird way, having the main character displayed by a non-human somehow actually humanizes him more during this wild and dramatic journey. So what kind of starts out as a weird gimmick ends up being one of the key reasons this movie works on a fundamental level. It also doesn't hurt that the effects are top-notch and John O'Davies gives a fully committed motion capture performance, which helps to perfectly integrate this ape into the real-life world around him. Now let's talk a little bit about the spectacle of it all, because these types of films are sometimes only as good as their big and loud musical numbers. Luckily, this movie already has a well-told emotional story to build around, but there's definitely a lot of visual splendor at play here too. Michael Gracie is our director this time around, and if you don't know who that is, you definitely know his last movie, The Greatest Showman. So this dude has for sure acquired some brownie points when it comes to pulling off these large-scale musical experiences. And there's a good mix of blockbuster-level set pieces and more intimate reflection moments that are handled well. I honestly wouldn't have minded if there were one or two more additional performances in the movie, but it's already a little bit long and the pacing could have been a tad tighter, so I get why there aren't more. The real moral of the story though is that I clearly was not familiar with Robbie Williams' game, because there are definitely a few songs in the film that will be making their way into my go-to playlists. I think the most refreshing part of the movie though is how the story is actually told. So many times with these types of films, they end up telling the watered down version of the narrative that just so happens to skip right over all the nasty bits that the artist doesn't want you to remember, which makes it such a surface level experience. Yeah, that's not a problem with Better Man. Robbie Williams is clearly not afraid to show his cards and lay them all out on the table, because he doesn't perfectly make it out of this one looking like a saint for the entire duration. But since he allows himself to be on display to this degree, it really makes the entire film feel that much more raw and passionate. I think that's another way the whole monkey idea works to the movie's benefit too, because you walk into this one thinking it's gonna be absolutely ridiculous, and then you're like, wait, why am I crying right now? Overall, guys, Better Man surprised me in the best way possible. In a world where we are constantly being force-fed by the numbers musical biopics, this film takes a big swing for the fences with its primate lead character, and it pays off in a satisfying way. The pacing could be tightened up just a little bit, but I was not expecting just how emotional and entertaining this film was gonna be. If you're someone that loves musical biopics, regardless of if you even know who Robbie Williams is, you'll definitely be happy that you gave this one a go. Better Man gets a Sully score of 4 stars. So that's my review for the latest musical biopic. What do you think is your favorite one from the last few years? I'd probably have to say Tick Tick Boom with Andrew Garfield, but let me know in the comments below what you think. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys at the next one.